said in the safe house before we kicked off, I said, the orders are to take them alive. No shooting. And I was looking at the Pakistanis when I said this. No shooting. Of course, they just opened fire.
You're clearly annoyed with that.
Very. Even after all these years. Like, there was just one thing that I was very specific about. Do not shoot him. Shot him 3 times with an AK-47. In the thigh, the groin, and the stomach. So when I got there, I said, what happened? And this Pakistani says, we got him. We got your man. I said, where is he? Right there. I said, that doesn't look anything like the pictures. I said, are you sure it's him? No. I said, well, now what do I do? I called the analyst. I said, listen, the Pakistanis shot 3 guys. They say one of them is him. I don't know what to do. How do we identify him? He says, get me a picture of his eye and I'll run a retinal scan. So I knelt down above him and I said, Iftah ayunak. Nothing. Iftah ayunak. Nothing. So I pull his eyelids back and his eyes were just white. I couldn't see anything. They were rolled back in his head. I said, listen, this guy's bleeding to death. I can't get his eyes.
Yeah.
I was going to kill the Pakistanis. I was so mad. So he said, get me a picture of his ear. I said, his ear? He said, yeah, ears are like fingerprints. No 2 people on earth have the same ears.
Okay,
I didn't know that. So I took a picture of his ear. I had to plug it into my phone, the camera, because phones didn't have cameras in those days.
Yeah.
I sent it to the analyst. He sent it to CIA headquarters. They came back a minute later. They said, it's him.
Okay.
We pick him up. We throw him in the back of this filthy pickup truck that you see, this filthy Toyota pickup truck. This poor guy was just driving through the neighborhood when the CIA is doing this operation. We pull the guy out of his truck. We steal the truck. We gave him some money later, but we throw Abu Zubaydah in the back and then we drive to Faisalabad Hospital, one of the worst places on earth. The windows are open. The doors are open. Dogs and cats are just walking up and down the halls of the hospital. Swarms, clouds of mosquitoes are just drinking people's blood on open wounds. It was frightening.
It was a local poor hospital.
I'd rather be dead than to have to be treated in a place like that. By now, it's like 3:20 in the morning. And all these Americans come in dressed as Pakistanis with an Arab. And I said to the doctor, you have to save him. My orders were to take him alive. And the doctor was like, I said, go, take him. So they took him into the emergency room.
This man is a great storyteller. I know he's gotten a lot of experiences and all that. And I don't know.